This video should be worth $30,000. And that's not a joke, because this is gonna help all of you out there who want to get clients, but maybe you're nervous, you're scared because you've never had any phone sales experience. This video is for you guys. This video is gonna help you more than any college course on communication that you can take. So strap in, because this is gonna be a lot of value packed in this video. And I just wanna share a short story with you guys, because when I first started my YouTube channel, it wasn't to start a YouTube channel. It was actually because I was afraid to get on the phone. So some of my earliest cold calling videos are for that reason. You know, I just wanted to listen back to them to make sure that I was improving. So like the early videos that I have on there, actually when I was really bad, and a lot of people say that I was good, but on the contrary, like I said, you know, I had to record myself to keep myself accountable. It was very weird, but for some reason I just couldn't stay on the phone. Like it was a huge problem for me. So I just set up my laptop, I, connected the dialer and just started dialing. And I just used those videos as a way to just get better overall. I started working on my tonality, talking to people, just getting better at speaking. The average person speaks less than 15 minutes a day. The average person spends less than 15 minutes a day speaking. So that's what it was about. Even this YouTube channel, I still don't think I'm the best at speaking, even though I have so much more experience now than I did then. It just is another way to help me get better at speaking. So that is why I even started my YouTube channel. And since then, I've documented the entire thing, like from getting my first deal, the sales calls from my early sales calls, prospecting, new things I would implement, like, social media outreach, LinkedIn stuff, automations and stuff like that. And when I first started my agency, I was able to get clients very easily. It was weird almost. Like it took me 7 days to get my first client, and I was stunned by how easy it was, like how I was just able to do it just like that. But I realized what was happening. I realized that there was a certain way of speaking that allowed me to take control of the conversation. And once you learn to control conversations, you will see how easy it is to influence. Now, that doesn't mean I do all the talking. It just means that you're asking questions that are gonna lead you to the sale. You're asking smart questions, right? You're gathering information that's gonna help you for the close, and your prospects are actually the ones closing themselves, right? So for example, one of the questions that we can ask, why are you on the call today? Oh, well, I saw your ad on Facebook and I just wanted to hop on. Okay, cool. Well, the reason why I'm asking is just because there's so many different marketing agencies out there. What attracted you to us specifically? And then like, what's another one that you could always ask? Why now? Why did you choose now to finally go out and find this type of service? So, and that's just a little tip for you guys too. Like people who are talking to you, there's three reasons why they're going to actually buy. It's why this, right? Why your offer, why you, why your company, and why now? Why is now a good time to actually buy? So those are the three questions that we like to ask. So that's just an example. But again, once you learn to control conversations, it's so much easier to influence. Now, I want you guys to be cautious, because you can actually use this in bad ways. And in this case, we only use it for like sales and agency and stuff like that. So please be mindful, because seriously, this stuff actually works on even me, and I know about it already. So let's get right into it. If you're still watching, please like, subscribe, and watch to the end, because I have a huge announcement. So thank you so much for watching. Let's get straight into it. So let's start off with cold calling, because again, that's just how I always started. So anybody who's watching who's just starting, again, this video is for you, because if you're nervous or you're feeling scared of speaking to people on the phone for the first time, there's 3 things that need to be clear about you to your prospect. And you only have 4 seconds to actually convey that. So there's 3 things that we actually look for. So there's wit, importance, and pep. And I'm gonna get into those. So the first one, wit, right? And so what I mean by wit is you gotta know what you're talking about. You gotta seem like you're a genius, you're actually knowledgeable, right? Because we wanna do business with experts. Would you rather get a heart transplant from a doctor who just graduated, or the doctor of 30 years? So the same thing applies in the agency and all sales altogether. We wanna work with people who have wit. That's number 1. Number 2, importance, right? Human nature is just naturally judging. There's nothing we can do about it. It's just within our nature. So in only a few seconds, based on how you appear, and in this case, we're on the phone, will determine how you're perceived. And they will have a whole story about you already in their mind, based on just their perception. And again, all we have is just the voice, especially if you're on the phone. If you're doing cold calls, all we have is our voice. So again, wit is very important. Importance, and the last one is pep. And I couldn't find a better word for it, but it's almost like a subtle eagerness. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're acting like a spaz or like a weirdo. It just means that you're speaking with passion. Like what you're selling is actually good. And you guys can see this over time. If you watch my earlier videos, I talk so much more different than I do right now. And again, that just comes with experience. And what are some examples of these tones that you can use on the phone, right? So like, here are some examples, right? Like if I'm speaking with certainty and I'm telling you guys, this is fact, I'm certainly speaking. Or if, I'm speaking with sincerity, like what you're saying, I actually genuinely feel that I'm speaking with sincerity. My body language changes, right? My tone also changes with sincerity. And also just speaking, reasonably or casually. Like when you're asking a question like, how many deals do you do per month? Just casually asking a question. So these are just natural tones that people speak in, right? We all speak it just naturally. It's not something that, but you can actually use them on purpose in normal conversation. And that's my point today, because you can become incredibly persuasive. And as I speak, you will narrate against me. And that's just something, again, that we all just naturally do, right? So as I speak, you will narrate against me. But if I use tonality, you'll lean in and you'll actually listen to what I'm saying. And it gives me control of the conversation. It forces you to unconsciously consider, what is he saying when I use this type of tone? And US politicians are actually great at using these techniques because they're so good at building rapport with people that they don't know, right? And so you want to use these techniques as well to build rapport with potential customers that don't know who you are and you're talking to them for the first time. And this is based on two core principles. The client must feel in their true perception of you that you actually care about the other person on the line, that you actually care about them and you're talking and working in their best interest. And the second thing is connection. They want to feel connected to you. And again, a lot of these things you can do through tonality and body language, like the examples that I gave you. And I'm not the only one who talks about this, okay? Tony Robbins, Jason Capital, people like that, they also talk about neurolinguistics. I actually learned how to cold call from Maurice Gear and Ross Christofoli. Shout out to them. They're actually more catered towards agency. And a lot of the stuff also that I'm talking about, again, Tony Robbins talks about, Jordan Belfort, Wolf of Wall Street, he also talks about that as well. But practice that, because it actually did help me. Practice that, listen to my live sales calls or other great speakers so you can actually mimic them. And that's what I did. I actually speak a lot like my first mentor who I worked with for 2 years. I actually mimicked the way that he speaks, and it's very effective. So before I ever got into the agency stuff, I was actually doing, door-to-door sales, network marketing, stuff like that. And I had to learn it by myself. I didn't have all that to begin with. It was built over time. I was actually very timid as a kid. I was very introverted, and you can build charisma. It is a skill that you can actually build. And a lot of it has to do with just practicing your tone. So practice that, listen to live sales calls, listen to great speakers so you can mimic them, and then read your script out loud. Practice that tone, and then start practicing the script out loud so you get used to speaking. And this will help you find your voice, like it did for me. I actually worked with my mentor. I do have a little bit of personality of my own, but still just overall, mimicking people is the greatest thing ever. Like Picasso says, good artists copy, great artists steal. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are like the 3 secrets that we actually use in our agency every single day in our messaging and social media outreach, cold calling, whatever the case is, to build rapport instantly and be way more persuasive on your sales call. So again, this video is more on communication. It's not necessarily sales, but I've been working with a lot of people who are interested in coaching who just don't have any experience at all. So this is a very interesting topic that I've actually had to bring up a lot. So if you're interested in any of that, I actually have a free appointment script right now that you can download in the description. So feel free to get that. Feel free to check us out also on Instagram, social medias as well. And if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, feel free to also get that in the description. Enough plugs. I want to talk about something new. This is the announcement. Ring the bell. Pew, pew, pew. So this is the announcement that I want to talk to you guys about. In the next 4 weeks, I'm actually building a program. It's called B.O.S.S. Okay. A lot of you guys have been asking for a program like this, just like an organized step-by-step, how do I get a client? I already have playlists like this on my YouTube channel, but this goes more in depth. It's gonna be way more hands-on. There's gonna be group coaching. There's gonna be one-on-ones, direct questions and answers from yours truly. It's called B.O.S.S, Build Outreach Sales Systems, okay? This is gonna be a program, a 4-week program that's gonna help you guys get your first couple of clients. So if you're interested in that, check it out. It's the first link in the description. I don't have it out yet. I'm just in the process of making it. But if you want information on that, there's special pricing that you can get before I finally launch it. So again, if you want more information, check it out in the description. But other than that, if you're still watching, thank you so much for viewing, subscribing, and liking. Don't forget to hit the bell. And algorithm, please save me. It's been a pleasure. And I will see you guys when I see you guys.